Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital Wednesday, July 17 recap. Valentin and Charlotte flee PC. Agent Cates finds empty house. General Hospital, GH spoilers recap for Wednesday, July 17 reveals that Nina Corinthos, Cynthia Watros, blamed herself for blowing up her relationship with Sonny Corinthos, Morris Bernard, and acted like maybe they were doomed to fail since Mike was never real. That said, Nina wouldn't trade her good memories and just wanted happiness for Sonny, who wanted the same for her. Nina also suggested that if Ava Jerome, Maura West, and Scott Baldwin, Ken Schreiner, were dumb enough to ask her to testify, she'd agree and then blindside them with stories about what a great father Sonny was. After Sonny left, Maxie Jones, Kirsten Storms, showed up in Nina's office and learned she just made peace with Sonny. Nina finally understood that her life didn't fit with Sonny's world and suggested she lost sight of herself when she was with him. Nina also offered positive updates on her relationship with Willow Corinthos, Caitlin McMullen, and had supportive things to say about Drew Quartermain's Cameron Matheson campaign. At the Metro Court pool, Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, quizzed Giovanni Palmieri Giovanni Massa since he was distracted. Gio explained about the amazing offer Lois Cirillo, Rena Sofer, urged him to take that would send him back to Bensonhurst. Although Gio worried he's overstayed his welcome, Jocelyn didn't think so since Lois was previously all for him coming to Port Charles. Joss suggested Lois simply wanted Gio to succeed, but she urged Gio to do what was right for him. Nearby, Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, talked to Lois about Gio, so Lois gushed over his talent and told her about his parents' history. Camilla fell for Gio's dad, Francis Palmieri, after coming from Italy and eloped before realizing she was pregnant with Gio. Unfortunately, Francis was deployed and killed in action before Camilla could share the news with him. Lois mentioned that everyone rallied around Camilla, including Sonny, who was in town at the time and wanted to make sure she was okay. Camilla had Gio and returned to the Philharmonic, but then she died when Gio was 10. Lois talked about reaching out to Sonny, who paid for Gio's education and musical training. Carly wasn't surprised over Sonny's generosity on Wednesday's GH episode, but she didn't get why Sonny had never mentioned Gio before. Back with Sonny, he got a visit from Natalia Ramirez, Eva Leroux, who wanted him to bankroll a new record label. Natalia explained her plan for Blaze Aka Allison Ali Rogers, Jacqueline Grace Lopez, next album and felt confident they could revive her career. Sonny decided he was on board, but only if no one knew he was involved in Brooke Lynn Quartermain. Amanda Seton was put in charge. At Valentin Cassadines, James Patrick Stewart Place, Anna Devane, Finola Hughes refused to abandon Robin Scorpio Drake, Kimberly McCullough, and her grandkids to run away with him. Valentin argued that Anna could get locked up for helping him and once again insisted they should run away together with Charlotte Cassadine, Scarlett Fernandez. But Anna stood her ground. After Valentin rehashed his history with Pikeman, Anna brought up the planted emails. Valentin admitted he was behind those, but he'd assured Anna that he didn't include anything that would truly incriminate her. Valentin was sorry and felt that Anna was the only reason there was ever any good in him. Anna insisted Valentin had a good heart and knew it was time for her to go. Valentin asked Anna to tell him that she wanted to come with him even if it wasn't true. When Anna said she'd run away with Valentin in a heartbeat if she could, she joked about him never knowing if she meant it or not. Of course, it was obvious based on the tears in Anna's eyes that she indeed meant it. Once Charlotte came home and saw how upset they both looked, she wondered what was wrong. At Jason Morgan's Steve Burton place, he finally opened the door to John Jagger Cates, Adam J. Harrington, who pushed for Sonny info. Jason insisted that wasn't part of their deal and argued that John was the one who destroyed his life, not Sonny. John trashed Sonny over the custody case and pointed out that Ava Jerome, Maura West, was terrified of him. Jason didn't think John should trust anything Ava had to say, but John kept pushing him to admit Sonny was behind the hit on his life. Once Jason looked at the clock and decided enough time had passed, he gave John the satellite phone that proved Valentin was the head of pikemen. John demanded to know how long Jason had been holding onto this evidence, but Jason said he only had it a few hours. Although John seemed suspicious, he called for backup to meet him at Valentin's address and took off. By the time John arrived with other FBI agents, no one was inside the house. In the distance, Anna sat in her car looking pleased that Valentin and Charlotte had been able to flee. Back at the Metro Court pool, Jason spoke with Gio briefly and complimented him on his violin playing. Once Jason saw Carly and headed over to her, Gio watched him go and seemed curious. As for Jason, he told Carly that he gave the FBI what they wanted, so they were free if Agent Cates kept his word. General Hospital spoilers say John will have more questions for Anna and Jason soon, so we'll bring you predictions on any tight spots ahead. Port Charles was abuzz with tension and unexpected turns on Wednesday, July 17, as secrets unravel and characters make desperate moves. The day was marked by Valentin and Charlotte's dramatic escape and the discovery that leaves Agent Cates bewildered. Escape from Port Charles. The episode opened with a scene at the Cassadine mansion, where Valentin Cassadine was hastily packing bags. The intensity in his eyes mirrored the urgency of his actions. "We have to go now, Charlotte," he said, his voice a mix of determination and fear. Charlotte, though young, seemed to understand the gravity of the situation, her innocent face mirrored with worry. As they exited the mansion, Valentin couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. The camera panned to a shadowy figure lurking nearby, a hint that danger was closer than he anticipated. The urgency of their escape was palpable, the tension building as they made their way to the waiting car. The chase begins. Simultaneously, at the Port Charles Police Department, Agent Cates received an urgent call. The informant's voice was shaky, but the message was clear. "Valentin Cassadine is fleeing with his daughter. You need to move now." Without wasting a second, Agent Cates mobilized his team. The chase was on. Helicopters circled the skies, and roadblocks were set up, but Valentin's carefully laid plans were proving difficult to counter. The scenes shifted rapidly between the tense atmosphere at the police station and Valentin's desperate flight. A father's love. In the car, Valentin tried to reassure Charlotte. "We'll be safe soon, my darling. Trust me." His voice was soothing, but the fear in his eyes told a different story. Charlotte clung to her father's words, drawing strength from his resolve. The bond between them was evident, a testament to Valentin's unwavering love for his daughter. The car sped through the outskirts of Port Charles, narrowly avoiding police checkpoints. Valentin's knowledge of the city's backroads and his strategic thinking were their only advantages. Each narrow escape heightened the suspense, leaving viewers on the edge of their seats. Meanwhile, back in Port Charles, the ripple effects of Valentin's escape were being felt. At General Hospital, Laura Collins and Dr. Kevin Collins were discussing the latest developments. "Valentin won't give up easily," Laura said, concern etched on her face. Kevin nodded, his mind working through the implications. "We need to stay vigilant. This isn't over." Their conversation was interrupted by a call from Agent Cates. "Laura, I need your help. Valentin and Charlotte have vanished. Any idea where they might go?" Laura's heart sank. She knew Valentin's resourcefulness, and the thought of him on the run with Charlotte was terrifying. "I'll do what I can," she promised, determination in her voice. Agent Cates' discovery. As the sun set, casting long shadows over Port Charles, Agent Cates and his team arrived at the Cassadine mansion. The place was eerily silent, the grandeur of the estate now seeming ominous. With a nod, Cates signaled his team to spread out and search the premises. Room by room, they scoured the mansion, but it was clear Valentin had covered his tracks well. In the study, Cates found the half-burned note in the fireplace. Carefully extracting it, he read the charred words. "Safe house. West." The incomplete message was frustrating, but it was a clue nonetheless. Downstairs, in the living room, another agent called out, "Sir, you need to see this." Kate's hurried over, finding an open secret passage behind a bookshelf. Well, Valentin, he muttered, what else are you hiding? At the safe house. Far from Port Charles, in a secluded safe house, Valentin and Charlotte were finally catching their breath. The place was rustic but secure. Valentin checked his phone, ensuring it was off and untraceable. We're safe for now, he told Charlotte, pulling her into a comforting embrace. Charlotte looked up at him, her eyes wide. Daddy, will we ever go back home? Valentin's heart edged at the question. I don't know, sweetheart, but wherever we are, as long as we're together, that's home. Back in Port Charles. The episode closed with Agent Kate standing in the now empty Cassadine mansion, frustration etched on his face. He's always one step ahead, he said, more to himself than anyone else. But we will find him, and when we do, there will be nowhere left to run. As the credits rolled, viewers were left with a myriad of questions. Where would Valentin and Charlotte go next? How long could they stay hidden? And what would be the ultimate fallout of this high-stakes game of cat and mouse? The July 17 episode of General Hospital masterfully wove together suspense, emotion, and intrigue, setting the stage for what promises to be an explosive continuation of Valentin and Charlotte's story. Fans are eagerly awaiting the next episode to see how this dramatic turn of events will unfold.